Whoa, we're on. Hello, everyone. We got it working. Hooray! That's great. It must be because this is the first time I've tried this in 5 years from Australia. Clearly, the cables underwater didn't like us too much. But we're here. We're good. We're on. We're playing already. So no more interlude for me. Let's get straight into it. We've got first game between myself and Indiana Fats from the States, and we've got an English opening, which is not at all Halloween themed, but hey, what can you do? And we're good to go. So we've got a reverse dragon variation, first game up, which is kind of exciting. I tried to change my flag on ICC so that it comes up as Australia as well, and that seems to have worked, so that makes me happy. So we're up now. And, what have I got to change this, get rid of the move notifications. All right, we're good now. No worries. D3. Okay. So now this variation, the reverse dragon, the dragon you probably know is an extremely sharp variation of the Sicilian. And because of that, it really often comes down to just one move at a time, who wins and who loses. For that reason, the reverse dragon is supposed to be in white's favor, because black can't, it's just too dangerous when you remove behind trying to play the same variation. However, recently, I'm talking last 6 months or so, a lot of the top players in the world, Geary, Spidler, Fishy and Ann, have started playing it with black, even with the bishop on c5, which is meant to be, well, it was considered to be a little bit risky. But they're using it as an equalizing weapon rather than anything else. So I'm going to try this out, see how we go. We've got some crazy tactics happening, all sorts of... I might have actually... Have I messed this up? Am I in trouble already? I don't know what's going on. I'm going to take on f2. Yeah, there's some... I haven't been able to multitask, that's the word, between... playing and chatting. So a lot of crazy tactics initiated when Indiana Fats played knight g5 and I took on c3 and both the queens disappeared. And now Indiana's going for a bit of a think, which is good for me because I need a little bit of a think myself. I think I'm a pawn up if I've calculated this correctly at the moment, but I'm threatening discovered checks. He's taken on c6, he or she, sorry. It was a very good move to take on c6. Now, tough decision for me. My plan was to take on d3 with check. The point being, if I move anywhere else with the knight, he could have played d4, probably would have won a piece. Now I see what the real problem is. So if I take on c1, he'll take back and I'll be a piece down. In fact, it looks like I'm going to be a piece down almost no matter what. So this has not gone very well. It's not gone very well at all. So now I've gone for the check again. We'll see what happens here. King g1 probably loses for my opponent. But rook takes f2 is probably better for my opponent. So we'll see whether Indiana Fats has got the audio working or not, because they would have just heard me say what the winning move is. So rook takes f2 should be winning for white. But it's not clearly winning. I've still got some swindling chances. And anyone who's, rook takes f2, that's no good for me. Yeah, anyone who's watched a bit of my Banter Blitz knows that I rely on swindles way, way more than a GM probably should. But it's my style, can't change it now. Okay, so white's going to have two pieces for a rook and a pawn. If bishop takes b7 happens here, which is probably what I expect. There we go, bishop takes b7. Now, this is where things are going to get interesting. I'm going to play, what am I going to do? This is getting tough now. I'll go for rook to d8. What's the time situation? I'm at a minute and a half. Yeah, so this is not looking good at all for me. Indiana's got what should be technically winning position. Even though it's 2 pieces for rook and pawn, which should be, roughly equal in theory. That was a great move by my opponent, unfortunately for me. Now I'm in some serious trouble. No, this is not good at all. Let's see where I can put this bishop to give me maximum swindling chances. This is tough. This is tough. Maybe bishop.
Time warning.
Oh, time warning? What do you mean time warning? Haven't I got a minute on the clock? Why did my computer just tell me out of time warning? Okay, so I'm going to give up a pawn. Another pawn. I've just gotten a new computer and it seems to...
time warning.
Why does it keep saying time warning? I don't want to say time warning at 30 seconds and 60 seconds. Let's get rid of that 60 seconds thing. Okay, knight d5. Yeah, knight d5 was the move that I was hoping for, but now I'm not so sure that I should have been hoping for it. My plan was to play this move c6. My opponent's playing extremely well. The idea is that bishop takes c6, rook d6. I might be picking up a piece, but my opponent hasn't fallen for it again. And now I have another problem to go with my previous problems, which is that...
Time warning.
Stop saying time warning. I've got a real problem with that pawn now on c6. Down to 24 seconds. Well, this has not been the start I wanted for my first game here. He's taken on c6. Okay, he's taken on c6. Now, running short on time again. I'm going to take on c3. Oh, apparently I can't pre-move either. A lot of things to be changed, I think, in these settings. All right, so I'm going to pick up that pawn. Maybe I pick up another pawn over here. Let's see about this. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit of momentum happening here. Well, that's a good move by my opponent. We're both running a bit short on time now. A couple of checks make things a bit interesting. Now, I should have enough compensation here for a draw. We'll find out whether that's true or not in a moment. I'm starting to think, though, that playing for the win might be more my style here. Let's find out. Threatening checkmate 1 now. He's managed to stop that. Oh. No pre-moves really killing me on this thing. That's a good move by my opponent again. Another good move. He's playing very well, actually. Very well. This doesn't have much time, though. That's the only thing. It's got a good check here if he wants it. Hasn't gone for it. Oh, it's really low on time. It's going to go right down to the wire. This is intense. Oh, he's lost on time. That's a shame. He really played that well. I'm going to put on this pre-move option while I have the chance. That was a great game. Great first game to start things off. As I try desperately to turn on the pre-move. Well, anyway. It's not been a great day for technology, let's be honest. A great morning where I'm from. All right. Oh, Nesmetanov, who has had some fighting words while we've been starting. Oh, no, it's this Latvian again. Every time he plays this Latvian and then he just rips me apart. Every time. Oh, well. Let's try and play something a bit different. Nesmetanov and I have had quite a few battles over time on ICC Banner Blitz, and I'm trying to remember whether I've ever lost one. I think, and I might be wrong, and I very much apologize if I am wrong, but I think I've managed not to ever lose one. But there have been some very, very close calls indeed. So I'm going to try my best to keep that undefeated record going here. The Latvian Gambit is a Nesmetanov favorite, at least in the matches that we've had. Now, what can I... Yeah, so let's go straight forward. It's a pawn sacrifice, completely unsound, of course. Pawn sacrifice that black can try and move to. The Latvian counter gambit, I think it's called. But this one doesn't look like it's gone that well for my opponent. Looks to me like things are going pretty well from my perspective, but we'll see. We'll see. So far, I'm feeling reasonably confident. At least, I mean, I'd say that the Latvian is at least in the spirit of this Halloween special, if we're able to get any openings that follow the Halloween. Oh, that's a good move there, bishop e6. That's a really good move, taking control of the light squares. I like that one for my opponent, unfortunately. Okay, I've got to get rid of that bishop. That's really annoying me. And probably I should take that back, actually, with the queen. But now he can try and put his knight into d5. I think the problem for him is that he's got too many pieces that want to use that d5 square. They all fit there quite well, actually. The bishop and the knight. Yeah, he's got a little bit of compensation here, must be said. Still, I'm going to castle queenside, and a pawn is a pawn, so we'll see. Put that queen on f3. Everything looks to be under control, I think. And now's a good time. No, I don't really want to play this c4 move at all, to be honest. I think I will just play something a little bit cowardly here. Just bishop e2. I'm still a move away from castling, which is making me a little bit nervous. My d4 pawn's a little bit sensitive. But anyway, this is good. The first game was an absolute cracker. It was a really nice game played by my opponent, Indiana, and this one is also looking like it could be a nice one. So we've had a pretty good start, I've got to say, to Banter Blitz from Australia, which is where I'll be doing it from now on. It's a semi-permanent move here. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Beautiful, almost summer's day in Brisbane. Now, I don't know about that move by my opponent. I wouldn't have gone for that choice, to be honest. But let's see. I'll castle queenside. Tiny bit risky. Black could get a queen to a2, but he's quite a few moves away from that. Yeah, if I was black, I would have tried to keep the pressure on the center, particularly targeting that d4 pawn. Maybe playing knight b6 to bring a piece to c4, swap off my light squared bishop. That's the bishop you want to get rid of here. That would have been the way that I would have gone about things. Instead now... Oh, just played a not so good move. Now he can play knight b6, and that's a bit of a pain. But he didn't, luckily for me. He went back to e7, and that's kind of what I wanted to see, because I can consider swapping off now my my dark squared bishop, because my dark squared bishop is kind of feeling a bit constricted at the moment. I might want to swap that guy off. Keep my light squared bishop in reserve. And now I've got control of the d5 square. Really wish my king was on a1, actually. I might try and sneak him across at some point. Oh, maybe now's a good opportunity to sneak my king over, actually. Get him nice and safe. Before I start pushing through in the center. At some point, I'm going to have to play d5 probably to open this up. Now, there's the move g5. Now, that's interesting. That's interesting. I guess that was going to have to happen at some point. So now's the big push by my opponent. And now the real question is, what happens if I swap everything off and start pushing through in the middle? So let's try that out. Mass exchange is happening here. Opponent having a bit of a think. Not quite sure why. Oh, I see. Did not expect that move. That doesn't seem particularly healthy to me because of Queen E3. And now I'm going to do what I was worried my opponent would do to me, which is I'm going to target A7. Now I think that was a big mistake by Smerdon. I think he's got a serious problem now. I think he's just completely forgotten about this pawn on A7. And now it's checkmate in 1, which forces him to play King D8, but that's going to get mated in just a couple of moves as well after I take on C6, huge pin, and then that's made in 1 there. Ooh, things really moved quite quickly in that game. I have to say, thanks for the game, Smerdon, which I think is one of the coolest handles on ICC, I have to say. After the very famous Russian player who smashed up a couple of world champions back in the day with some queen sacrifices, no less. He was famous for that. But this one, no queen sacrifices. Things worked out quite well, but it's always great to see a Latvian Gambit played. Okay, so if you want to get in the pool, get in the queue to play me, you know what you got to do. Match Smurfo, unrated, Blitz 3-2. Instructions are also there in Channel 3 if you want to check it out. Now, what would be a good Halloween-themed opening? It's got to be a Budapest. All right, so Kuzok or Kuzoc? I tried the Budapest Gambit, but he wasn't having none of it. So instead, we've ended up in this non-Budapest Gambit. I don't know what you call this. Some sort of delayed, deferred type thing. It's a bit weird, actually, this opening. Knight takes. Didn't expect knight takes. Didn't expect queen takes. Well, my opponent has managed to surprise me at every turn so far. Didn't expect really any of these moves. Typically speaking, you got to really accept the Budapest Gambit if you're white. If you don't, then black just gets really quick compensation. And the pawn on c4, the whole point of the Queen's Gambit, starts to look a little bit silly. So I'm a little bit surprised by my opponent's play, but maybe everything's okay. I don't know. I do like my position quite a lot. Very easy development. That queen's got to fly backwards. I could even, if I'm feeling ambitious, and I am feeling ambitious, let's go. Let's push through. Like d4. I'm just getting surprised after every move in this game. Although that one looks like quite a good one, I have to say. That's a good one. Queen f6. I'll take that baby back. See if we get the pre-move working here. Queen takes e6. Yeah, I love a bit of pre-move. Now, this is good. So this is a key moment, really, because it's all about that bishop on c1 now. If that bishop on c1 can get into the game, my opponent's got real decent chances. But if not, the two bishops aren't going to tell, and my knight's going to be better. So now, yeah, this is it seems like it's still quite early, maybe even still opening on first sight, but it's really important to see what happens with that bishop. My plan is quite simple. I've got to keep that bishop boxed in. So if I was white, I would play bishop d2 here. My opponent hasn't. probably that's still okay for him. So I'll castle. Maybe he'll go bishop d2 now. He's got to go bishop d2, really. I don't know about that move. I don't think that's what I would have done. But maybe it's okay. Maybe I was too soon to judge. I have a little problem now with my pawn on b7. Knight a5 will get hit by queen to b5, so I've got to find something else. I'll play knight to e5. Oh, I'm a bit down on time, actually. I'm offering up b7. I don't think my opponent will take it, but just see what he's thinking about. He's got a decent position, has to be said. Quite decent. Now, I'm not that happy with how this has turned out after all my parading. Not that happy at all. I'm going to play a strange move, rook a6 here. I really want him to take on b7, and I figure this must be the best way to tempt him into it to take. Yep, so he's taken. All right, so here we are. This is the position I was envisaging. And I have a very slight advantage just because I think my bishop on c5 is a bit better than his bishop on e2. But it's not at all a big one. And that's quite a good move by my opponent. That's going to make my life a little bit tricky. It's going to make my life a bit tricky now. How am I going to deal with this situation? f5 perhaps. It's a bit tough now. Kozak's played this really nicely. That's a good move as well, actually. That's a very nice move by my opponent. Let's see. I'm going to just go for it because I figure it's Banter Blitz. Let's just do it. Let's just roll on through. Yeah, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. I think my opponent should have enough at least for the draw here, maybe even more, but I'm going to put a bit of pressure on his position, see whether we can. I want that f2 pawn and I want my king on e5. If I can get that, then I have very decent winning chances. But of course, if the rooks go, then we're heading really into draw territory, so that's the risk, I guess, from my perspective. I've got to keep the rooks on the board. That's okay for now. There's not many pawns left, which means we're heading into draw territory as well. My opponent's last move was a tiny bit risky, but he's probably going to be okay. All right, I want to get my king to e5, then I'll be happy. So my king's got to head towards the e5 square. You can see that he knows this. He knows that I want this. That's why he's putting his bishop in on e6. There you go. Okay, now we're in this maneuvering game. I want this win. I want this win. I'm going to do everything I can to get it. It's a very dangerous position for my opponent here. Should be a draw, but tough. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to make it easy. All right. Yep, that makes sense. He's decided he's going to do a bit of a back and forth routine. Getting ready for the sacrifice, but I don't know if I'll do it. Probably not. Probably that's what I want, king in. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that move, actually. Well, here we are. Come back again. All I need is one pawn and life will change. He's going to run out of time now. I can feel it. Ooh, Ooh, look at that move. Is that move good? That move might be actually quite a good move. The opponent is desperately sort of holding on here. Might be
Time warning.
doing a good job of it. Right.
Time warning.
Yeah, time warning, time warning. Oh, I got E3, but that's not going to be enough to win, is it? No, this looks like a draw to me. Yeah, I'll give my opponent a draw. How do I offer a draw on this thing? Draw. There we go.
Time warning.
You want to draw? Yeah, that was well played by my opponent. Really well played. I went for E3. I saw it. I thought, this is it. This is the break, but it's not. I wonder how I could have pushed for more. Well, it's too late to see it now, but thank you very much for the game, Kuzoks. Did very well to hold on to the draw there under quite immense pressure. All right, Jay Russell. Now, Jay Russell and I have had many, many games on Banter Blitz over the years. And today, I hope he doesn't take this as a disservice, I'm going to play the Halloween Gambit. Now, the Halloween Gambit, let's be honest, is not particularly sound. But we are approaching Halloween. And that is as good a time as any. In fact, perhaps the only time. That one can get away with playing this opening. So, here we go. Halloween times. Now, the Halloween Gambit actually, believe it or not, it works much better in reverse. And what do I mean by that? I'm just going to make sure I don't mess anything up in the meantime. Is that it works really well if you're black and white, exactly the same opening, and white plays a move 5, the move G3, which is reasonably common variation. That is the moment, really, that you should that you should play knight takes pawn. I've tried that out. That works reasonably well, I have to say. Okay, so what's going on here? I am a piece down. I don't have much compensation. In fact, I'd say really not very much at all. But it's the whole point of this opening. Now, let's take with the F pawn. So it's piece for a pawn. I've got huge development advantage. This opening feels a little bit like King's Gambit to me in a lot of ways. The problem for me now, well, the problem for Jay Russell is that knight d7 and castle kingside is really dangerous to me. He's gone for something a bit different to try and deal with that. Probably that's a smart move, actually. Yeah, that seems like a smart move there. Bishop g4. So I'll go queen d3. That was a great move, actually, by my opponent. I'll give it all the credit it deserves. And now it's a tough situation. Castles. Wow, he's really playing this much more aggressively than I would have anticipated, and it's working out for him very well. I've got a really, really dodgy position now. What am I going to do about this? This is not good. This is not good at all. No, I'm in serious trouble. I'm in serious trouble now. Got to play queen e3, but that's not good. I'm a piece down. I need to do better than this. No, I'm not happy at all. Knight d7 is the right move. I'm going to castle. I got a castle, but this is now danger territory for me. Bishop e6, d5, knight e5 looks fine for my opponent. Ooh, but that move sort of surprised me a little bit. He's giving me one pawn. It's only one pawn, but still, I'll take whatever I can get. I don't know if I would have done that if I was my opponent. Still, the move bishop e6 here should keep everything in check. Yeah, bishop e6, good move. And now what? What have I got? Things are still looking pretty good for my opponent. I'll take that bishop off. Just got to take it back. There we go. And now put that guy. Where can I put him on e4? This is not the way that Halloween Gambit's supposed to go at all. I'm a piece down for 2 pawns. This is the best position Jay Russell, I think, has ever had against me in Banter Blitz. So it's kind of a big moment. And I'm kind of, well, to be honest, I'm kind of rooting for him in a way. I want him to, he's had good positions in the past, and this is a great opportunity. So I want him to do well. But I don't want to give away any points. So I want to win. But it'd be interesting. This is a challenge, you know. You know you've got. He knows he's got a material advantage here. Piece for 2 pawns against a grandmaster. Minute on the clock. It's a big moment. Let's see what happens. Okay. Knight goes into c4. My queen. Turns out she doesn't actually have a good square. I'll have to go back to e2. That's not where I wanted to go, but no choice. Now what? I think rook f8 would be the move here. Ooh. Could also be a good move. Wasn't the one I was thinking of, but that looks like it's also quite a decent move. What's my time situation? Not good at all. I better give up that pawn on e5 here. Knight takes e5 is a free pawn for my opponent, but I can't really stop it, so just have to write that guy off. He's gone for knight f4 instead. Knight f4 means we might end up in this strange endgame now because, well, I've got no choice. Oh. Ooh, I see. But that's
Time warning.
Not what I expected him to play. So now I'm going to take this off.
Time warning.
His rook takes d4 here as a move. Could be quite strong. He's gone for
time warning.
f8. Let me turn this time warning thing off. I'm sliming away now. And he's running really low on time now.
Time warning.
Running really low on time. Oh, Queen G3 is desperately sort of trying to hold on here. Bishop into G5. I think he wants the endgame, but I'm not sure he should want the endgame. Now I play C4. Let's get this rook off the board. This endgame is going to be a bit tough now. My opponent. Oh, here comes the king. It's down to 5 seconds.
Time warning.
This is probably not what Jay Russell had in mind.
Time warning. Time warning.
No, here we go. Straight through.
Time warning.
Not much that can be done now. I think this is winning now. Yeah, oh, so close. Jay Russell, so close. Played really well. Winning position. Played it really nicely. There was that knight takes e5 move when you had your queen on b6, pinning my d4 pawn. Probably that was the way to go ahead with it. Next time. Thanks for the game. I enjoyed that one. Thanks a lot. All right. So we're on again. No time for me to cool up. Aslan7788N. I'm going to try my best to make it. Aslan. Sorry. Yeah, no, I said Aslan. Yeah, good. Talking to myself here. All right. So what sort of Oh, I was trying to get a gambit going, but it's not going to work if you're going to play moves like c3. We're going to have a London system. The London system is very solid. Really, there's no way to gambit against the London system. So that's a bit of a shame from our perspective, because would have liked to have a gambit, but it's not really going to happen. We're going to get something reasonably boring. I'll try and spice it up as much as I can, though. See what I can do about that. I think a lot of people like playing this London system because they can just play the first 10 moves without thinking most of the time. I usually try my best to unsettle them in some way, but it's really quite difficult. It's a very solid opening, quite a good opening, played by Carlson, Nakamura, and Ann. They've all played it, so can't be too bad. One way to unsettle them is to try and get in before they castle Kingside, which is what I'm doing now. Try and put a little bit of pressure on position because, like I said, these players, they don't really like to think in the first 10 moves. They want to just make the automatic moves. And this is a bit annoying because now they've had to think, and I am going to grab the bishop pair, which is a small achievement, but particularly the fact that now there are also these weak light squares around white's position. So I find this is the best way to play against these automatic systems, like King's Indian attack is another one, Stonewall for white, that sort of stuff. So try your best to just mix things up a little bit, which is what I've gone for here. My opponent's position, let's be honest, is still perfectly fine, but it's a tiny bit annoying. Now, if I could maintain my bishop, I would be super happy, but don't think that I can, which is a little bit annoying. I'll probably have to drop back. Not what I wanted to do. No way to keep my opponent from castling, unfortunately. Ooh, it's not the move I expected, though. Maybe I can give up the bishop pair just to keep my bishop on this diagonal. That would make me happy. Now what about this move? Knight d5. That looks interesting. That looks interesting. Oops. Oh my god. Right. Okay, change of game. I just dropped a piece cold for nothing. Unbelievable. Well, that's changed things. That's not what I expected at all. All right. So now we've got a completely different game because I just popped a piece for nothing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Whew. Wake up, Dave. That was... I can't believe I fell for that trap. Oldest trap of the book. How could I do that to myself? Okay, so now, I mean, yeah, it's a completely different sort of game. I'm going to try desperately to create something out of nothing, really nothing. See whether we can rescue this situation somehow. I don't think so. I think I'm in serious trouble. My opponent plays e4 here. It's probably almost resignable, but there's nothing I can do about that. I just gotta run the gauntlet. Cannot believe it. Okay. Good play by my opponent so far. What can I do anything? Do I have any hope? Any hope at all? Try this. See if I can make something happen. Completely unsound, but desperate times. He's got to go back to e1. It's not really where he wanted to go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What now? h3? g5? I don't know. All moves are bad. All moves are bad. All moves are bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. If ever there was a time for a swindle, this is it. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's another good move by my opponent, who is playing really very well. Oh, I'm not giving up yet. Don't even have a pawn for the piece. Come on. I have nothing. Oh, that's a good move as well. That's a good move as well. I'll take that pawn off while I can. This is bad. Bad, 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 bad. Oh, there's rook c8. I missed rook c8. Is that over? Oh, yeah, it's probably over. Desperate swindle. If he goes rook c7, I have a cute man. Oh! Oh! Oh, my God. Oh, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. False alarm. False alarm. Oh, crap.
Time warning.
Yeah. Time warning, whatever. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Well, this has been a disaster. Rook c8, and I have to resign. g3, that'll do it as well. Oh, no. I think I should probably resign. This is not really very... Oh, I don't even have a... Yeah, okay. Thanks for the game. Oh, my good God. That was a nightmare. That was really Halloween-esque, that game. I can't believe I dropped that piece. Almost clawed my way back, but credit where credit's due. Thanks very much for the game, Aslan. You won fairly and squarely, and you didn't put up with any of my bluffery afterwards either, so well done. All right, I don't have time to dwell on that trauma. Wise Bard 777 now has the opportunity to take advantage of my shattered mental state and maybe pick up an upset as well. Right, okay, so I was hoping to get the Halloween Gambit reverse to show you what I was talking about before with the 4 knights out, but my opponent's gone for the more routine Spanish, which means that that's no longer a possibility, which means we're into this sort of closed type of position. Unfortunately, it means that we're unlikely to have any fireworks in the near future, but we'll see whether we can do something about that. But my opponent's position looks pretty solid so far. That's a pretty good move. See if I can kick that guy away. Maybe I can be a tiny little bit ambitious here. I don't know. I tried to be ambitious in the last game. It didn't really work out for me, so not sure how ambitious I should be. I wanted to play g5. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry. I wanted to play g5, and I couldn't quite work out whether it was the way to go or not. But let's try it. Let's try g5 here. See what happens. I'm really going all out at the moment. Didn't work out so well in my last game, but I don't really want to talk about that. So I'll try and play instead like this. Seems to be okay for me, this position. Might be able to follow up with a quick g4 and play for a quick checkmate, actually. Would be nice. Maybe you play a little rook g8 here, quick g4. Might make me feel a bit better. hard to see exactly what my opponent's trying to do here. Let's play g4 anyway. This is starting to look pretty good for me. What should I take that with? It's a tough decision. Might go with the rook, actually. And now my plan is pretty simple. I want to bring the other rook to g8, and then we should be gravy. As Smerdon's asked me what I recommend against the London. Probably the way that I did play against Aslan, even though Aslan won, and a very nice game at that. That would be the way that I would recommend to play. Seems to annoy most opponents, so I typically like that approach to things. Right, now, let's see if I can focus again on this. I can win the exchange here with knight takes b3. I don't really want to, though. But I think it's probably the best way to go. Nah, okay, let's not do it. So there is the exchange to be won here, but instead I'm going to keep the initiative on for the moment. That rook on e3 can really win it or win the exchange anytime I want, but I like my position sort of as it is. I'm not really interested in winning it just yet. Probably I should do the right thing, the professional thing at some point, and take it off. Oh, I don't know. Tough. Let's just take this guy off. Now, this was my plan, was bishop takes f3. Oh, and there's the killer. There's the knockout blow. Pins are plenty. Temporarily the exchange down, but that'll pick up the queen. That's it's more of a routine game for our Banter Blitz. Nice black attacking game there against the Spanish. But, well, at least I didn't pop any pieces, though. That game with Aslan, very interesting. I would like to look at it a bit more. Probably I'll do that just the masochist in me will want to check it out and we'll look at it after Banter Blitz. But it was a nice victory by Aslan. And I had that draw against, oh, now the names escape me, Kunox? I've forgotten, unfortunately. All right, so Neil Bruce from the States for our next game. Nearly on the board. Here we go for, all right, so what can we try now? Sicilian doesn't really have that Halloween-y feel, but oh, C3 Sicilian, my old favorite. Great. Love the C3 Sicilian. Play it for white, actually. Played it against many a strong player in my time. Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, Magnus Carlsen, played it against them all. Some success, some not. Usually not. But this is the line I like best for black. In case you're looking for an aggressive weapon against the C3 Sicilian, it's not the best weapon. Most of the main lines will equalize without too many problems. But it's the most aggressive weapon. And I like that about it. I like that it's aggressive. So that's what I'm going to go for here. Now my opponent seems to have given me the chance to win a pawn, which typically I don't want to do in this line, but there is a pawn to be won. I think I will take it. That's the pawn on a2 is what I'm talking about. Sorry. So it's going to be with a bishop takes b1 and queen takes a2. Even though I have castled kingside, which makes it a tiny bit risky. Now, knight takes d4. It's not considered the best move, but I can't remember why, which is not much help. I think it's got to do with queen takes g2 at some point. But I honestly can't remember. So I'm going to take on d4 instead. If my opponent takes with the queen... Ah, but he hasn't. Okay. Now, questions to be asked here. Can I take on G2 or is it just too risky? Is it too risky? I don't know. Let's do it. Today's the day. Let's try it out. Bishop F3 is going to be played, and I'm going to drop that queenie back to G6. G6 or H3? Which one? Can't actually work out where I want it to go. Maybe I'll put it on H3. And now I guess the move should be Knight C3. Knight C3. Ooh, I like my... things have not really going the way that I wanted them to go, I have to say. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. Oh, no. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Why does this keep happening to me? Why? This is not good. This is not good. He's threatening Queen B3 now as well. Threatening Queen C1. Threatening a bunch of things. He's threatening a bunch of things. Oh dear, this is terrible. This is terrible. I'll throw in this check, but I don't know what my next move is going to be. This is terrible. Honestly, I'm in super big trouble at the moment. He's just destroying me on both sides here. I can't see any way out of this. I'm just getting ripped apart. Can I play F3? F3 looks like such a ugly ass move, but excuse my language, but I can't see any other way out of this. F3 looks just disgusting. I got no time. Let's play F3. F6. What am I saying? F6. I can't see any other move. I have one little trap here. Bishop G3, Rook E8 check, King D2, Queen H6 check. Well, actually, checkmate of all things. That's my go-to trap at the moment because nothing else seems to be working. Bishop G3, Rook E8. That's my trap. That's all I got. That's all I got. And I might have just got away with something here. Ooh. It's got to go Bishop E2 now. I'm sure it's not what he had in mind at the start of this little sequence. And I think I'm going to get away with this one. Unbelievable. I did not play in a very convincing manner, to put it mildly. Poor guy. He's gone King D2, but that is Queen H6. Oof, oh my God. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. Poor Neil Bruce played that really well, and he's going to get mated in the middle of the board. Unlucky. Thanks for the game. Thanks for the game. All right. Whew. Okay, Neil, thanks for the game. So now we didn't get time to talk. We're on to Black Hole already. Black Hole, it's not a good name. Oh, Nimzovich Sicilian. Yeah, I love the Nimzovich. Good choice. Good choice. I love this opening for Black. It's not very sound, but it's kind of a little bit ironic, actually, that it's named after Nimzovich, because Aaron Nimzovich, was one of the first players to sort of introduce the neoclassical way of playing chess, which is to focus on positional features like isolated pawn, cementing outposts, focusing on weak pawns. The Nimzo Indian is such a positional opening in that regard. And yet he also has this particular opening with his name, and this opening is a completely different style of chess. Really no positional considerations, just provocation. So that's kind of ironic in my opinion. But this is not the way it's supposed to go. My opponent's second move, e6, is not really in the spirit of the concept that Nimzovich had in mind. Typically, you should play d5 there, try to get very, very active piece play. And you can actually transpose to positions from the Scandinavian. Scandinavian that I've sort of pioneered, even wrote a book about it once upon a time. So you get very similar positions to that. They're very aggressive, very fun to play, and etc. All right, so here we are with me trying to set up a massive clamp in the position, as we can see here. Really, I've gone for the biggest clamp I could possibly wield or come up with. Let's even try and clamp on the other side of the board. See what happens. My opponent really needs to make some space for his pieces. He is in danger of suffocating here, but let's see what happens. I'm going to just try and clamp down everywhere. I mean, look at those kingside pieces. They desperately need some space. They desperately need some exchanges. There we go. All right, a6. I'm going to keep trying to clamp away. There is actually an interesting opening known as the big clamp, played for white. I think it's against the Sicilian. It goes e4, c5, c4, and you play d3 and just clamp down like that. But okay, this is an interesting sort of clamp we've got here. Maybe I'll just go the whole way and clamp again. Look at this. This is a real clamp. Wow. Wowie. Maximum clamp. It's just serious clamping action happening here. Now, if it's whoever can push the H pawn first, so I probably should have played H4 there, but I didn't. Now I can actually take on B7 if I want to, but you know what I really want to do is I want the whole endgame. I want this endgame. It looks super cool. Let's get the full endgame happening here. Play H4, bust that open. Maybe I'll even just clamp it down. I don't know. Never seen a position like this before. There's no real way for my opponent to avoid what's coming up now. Oh, that's a mistake by Black Hole. It's sort of been just like holding on in the most positionally unpleasant fashion for so long. Now he's let go right at the death. And this will be all over. I'll just start cleaning up and marching those pawns down now. Yep, here we go. Let's get those pawns rolling. Oh, he's popped the rook there as well. Right, so this one shouldn't last too much longer now. I've had some good games. So I've had one bad loss to Arslan and one draw against Kunox. It's unbelievable how bad my memory is for these things. And now this one here should be a pretty straightforward win. Get back to some of the other games now. I'll try to play reasonably quickly for the finish here. It's probably resign time for my opponent. It's a bit unfortunate. No, there's not much we can do about it. There we go. I'll find the quickest win. Here's the quickest win. Stalemate. Almost. There we go. Whoa, I promoted. Why didn't it let me promote? Let's try again. There we go. All right. Thanks for the game, Black Hole. Cap 7-8 Red. Cap 7-8 Red, we've played quite a few times. You've had some things to say in the past, I remember. Now, last time against 1C4, I tried this reverse dragon in the first game once we got up and running, and actually it didn't really work out that well for me, so I'm going to try a new approach. My opponent here going for a big clamp, ironically enough. It's kind of cool. It's got a big clamp going himself. I'm going to try and play a little bit like a King's Gambit. See how that works out for me. So far, it's not been a great success because I've got this silly little isolated pawn happening. It's not really what I was planning for, but so be it. Here we are. I wonder if I can be super ambitious and just I wonder if I can just buff through here. I mean, I think we're both probably out of theory, or maybe my opponent's not. Maybe that's my problem. There's a really ugly move here. I like ugly moves. Or I wanted to play knight c6. Maybe it's a bit too ugly. Maybe it's too ugly. I won't do it. I'll play knight d7. But now he can take on e4. I don't really know what's going on here anymore. He's taken on e4. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Maybe I've messed this up, actually. Again, like every game. Let's see. My opponent's got the two bishops, but I've got a bit of development. My opponent's got a slightly better pawn structure, but I've got some... No, now I've run out of butts, unfortunately. Yeah, this is not great. To be perfectly honest, it's not great. Oh, but that last move... No, it's probably still okay. No, this hasn't gone as I wanted. No. This is... No. Excuse me. Now, my opponent's better. He's got this kingside pawn majority, which in the endgame should definitely be in his favor. But anything can happen in the meantime. Now, that last move... That last move might have been a bit weak. I keep thinking for like way too long. Why do I think for so long? Let's try this move. I wouldn't have played this move f4 if I was my opponent. I would have thrown all those rooks into the middle, get the rooks off, because once the rooks are out of the picture, then you've got two bishops versus bishop and knight. The board opens up. Bishops will start to dominate. But now there's a little bit of a problem for cap 7-8 red, because I'm threatening h6. There's not an obvious way to deal with it. King g3 is the move you kind of want to play, but then I'm going to bring my knight back to c6 and put it into d4, and that's not going to be very nice for my opponent. So he's gone for move g3. But now, now I've got two very good choices. But knight d3 wins a pawn, and knight c6 is still incredibly tempting. I'll go for knight d3, and I'll take that pawn off the board. Because now I'm threatening... Maybe I'm not winning a pawn. I thought I was winning a pawn. Maybe I'm winning a... I've got this cool threat here, g5. That's my big idea, is this move g5. And I think that's working for me. So rook takes... g5, bishop's trapped. He can play king e3. Maybe he can play king e3. It's a bit annoying. My idea was rook e8, king d2. I would swap them off, but he can actually go king takes d3, which is what he's done. And now I have a very, very tough endgame to win. All the pawns on the same side, so my opponent's done this pretty well. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to win this, actually. Such a shame. I was doing so well, so I thought. But now, so now I have some... Yeah, this is not great. It's given me a chance here. Bring my king right in. I'm going to try my best to create some winning chances here, but realistically there shouldn't really be many. Ooh, yeah, that's probably quite a good move, actually. Yeah, that's quite good. My opponent's really playing this quite well, giving himself the best, very best chances to get the draw. But now my pawn is going to start racing. That last move that I played, if I don't say so myself, was quite a good move, I think. Now we run. Now we run. Now we run. Now we don't run. We go back and get ready to run. That's what I wanted to see. Is it? Maybe it's not.
Time warning.
Time warning. I hate that thing. Freaks me out every time. Don't know if he can hold this or not.
Time warning.
I don't think so anymore, actually.
Time warning.
Stop saying time warning. I hate that thing. Should be h5 here. There's h5.
Time warning.
Oh dear. Okay, let's get the queen. I can't work out what's going on anymore. I have no time.
Time warning.
There's the check.
Time warning.
And there's the big move. That's the big move. That should do it. King g5. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Ah, he was so close. So close. Cap 7-8 red was so close to pulling off quite a miraculous swindle, but wasn't.
Time warning.
Nope. Nope. Check. Ah, why did I do that check? That was a bit dumb. What do I do now? King H6. Just played a silly move. But it won't matter. Okay. He'll probably resign now. Whew. Oh, that's closer than I thought. Closer than I thought it was going to be, that's for sure. Please don't play on. Yeah, thank you. Good. Close. All right. Who's next? That was a good one. Actually, I like that game. It was a very interesting opening. Thunderjet 2665. What? What sort of way? Leon, what's going on? I can't play people 2665. His rating's higher than mine. What sort of banner blitz is this? Oh, man. Thunderjet from Singapore. Actually, the players in Singapore, I really am impressed by a lot of their chess. You've got Zhang Zong, who's done a great job, actually, there, with those guys. And you've got Kevin Go Ming, let's not forget, as well. So they've got a good set of people there at the moment. Oh, dear. What am I doing? I forgot what to play here. This guy's already ripping me apart. I forgot how this goes now. Queen takes. Ah! What's going on now? Gee, he's playing quick as well. No, the Singapore chess is it's got quite a bright future, in my opinion. I like the work that they're doing there. This is, on the other hand, this is terrible. What's going on here? It's not what I wanted. I'm getting chewed up at the moment. Chewed up. I got to find a way out of here. Ah, Queen A5. Nah, what's he doing? This is not good. This is not what I want. Not what I want at all. Oh, 97 I should have played. 97. I didn't play 97. Now I'm going to pay for that. Oh, he's going to go A5. I know it. Ah, he went A5. Ah, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm losing. I'm losing. I'm losing. What have I got? Oh, come on. Find something. Anything. Find a way out of this. Oh, this is shocking. I think I'm just completely busted. Jesus. No, this doesn't look very good for me. I'm getting absolutely destroyed by this guy. Absolutely destroyed. Come on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. What now? Need a move. Need a move. I'm in all sorts of trouble here. Oh, no, 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 no. He's absolutely killed me in this game. Absolutely killed me. Oh, it's made in 3. Oh, no. Wow. Destroyed. He finds it too. There it is. Pow, pow, and pow. Unbelievable. We're absolutely smashed by Thunderjet. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. Well, let's move on from that as quickly as possible. All right, so Menezes I can't pronounce it correctly. From Brazil. Jimenezes. Wow, Thunderjet smashed me in that game. That was very interesting, though. I kind of feel like I should have had some way to maybe get back. I'm not sure. It was a good game. All right. So, what's happening here? Oh, we're on again. Okay, good. Let's play something a little bit more Halloween style. Although that last one, that Scandinavian, that was pretty Halloween style. That was in the spirit of things. Let's get a Wing Gambit going here. Love the Wing Gambit. Regular viewers to Banter Blitz, at least my sessions, will have known that I'm kind of addicted to this opening. Really puts, particularly French players, really puts them off their game. There aren't that many gambits really against the French, but this is one of the best, I would say. Although I always forget what I'm supposed to do here. I think it's A3. Yeah, that's right. A3, and then a quick D3. Stop my opponent from getting a clamp. That should give white a slight little something here. This position generally is supposed to be reasonably pleasant for the white pieces, but we'll see whether that's actually true or not in a moment. I wonder what happens if he just plays B5 here and clamps down. I've never seen that before. Don't see any good reason why he can't play it. It's quite interesting. Seems very nice. He's done it. Great. Great. Now, B5, I really wasn't sure what I would do about that. Good move. Maybe. I don't know. Now we have a really weird pawn structure. I think he needs to keep going on the Queenside here with A5. That's what I would do. It's a very interesting position. We're both kind of neglecting the Kingside a bit. I'm hoping that you can see that the knight on G8 and the bishop on F8, they kind of have a problem that they both want to sit on E7. That means it's going to take quite a while to unravel, because if bishop E7, your knight's stuck on G8. If knight E7, then you've got to move it a second time before you play bishop E7. So realistically, black's about 4 moves away from castling, whereas I'm 2. On the other hand, I still think that black should play A5 and keep playing on the queen side. But he's gone for knight E7. It's probably also reasonably sensible, but like I said, I probably would have gone for something else. But who knows? I'll play knight d4. My opponent really needs to move much faster at the moment. He's in serious danger of just getting blown away time-wise here. So there's knight c6, and my plan was to play f4, so I'll keep going with that. We'll probably have a change of one pair of knights, which has happened. And my idea was that I'd put a bishop on e3 and take charge of that diagonal, control the d4 square, and I should be a little bit better in these positions. So just holding onto that d4 square. Might even try to put a knight there at some point. Don't know yet. And like I said, should be just a little bit better for me. Maybe I'll fianchetto this bishop. Castle queenside would be a mistake here because of bishop b6. He's played a better move with b8. Not sure what he's doing. He's playing really quite a lot on the queen side. My position's reasonably easy to play at the moment. Oh no, he's got no time. I mean, he's not playing blitz style. That's the problem at the moment. He's going to get blown off the board time-wise. The position is quite acceptable, but time-wise it's not going to work out, I think. I fear. Okay, so maybe what I'll do actually is just prepare f5 as a break, because f5 is going to be quite a killer. So that's what I'm going to do. And now is the time for F5. Here we go. And I think he's not going to have enough time to deal with this threat, but we'll see. I could be wrong. So he's dropped the D5 pawn now. It's hard to see a real way back now. Oops. Small mistake on my part there. I have to play rook f2 because otherwise bishop b5 would have won the exchange. He's gone back with the queen. Yeah, I kind of don't have a perfect situation anymore with my king, but it's okay. He's given me a pawn. I think I'll take that off, and I'll take that rook off. And I will hunt down that bishop. And unfortunately, this endgame is not going to be survivable for my opponent. Although that was a good move that I didn't see. Careful, David. Be careful. What do I do now? Rook g5 maybe. In e6. And rook somewhere. d5. Oops. My God, I gave my opponent the opportunity there to play bishop b6 check and bishop c6. So I'm kind of flirting with danger at the moment. Get my king safe. That'll make me feel a bit better. And now I will take off. Which bishop will I take off? I'll take off the other bishop, actually. Or maybe I'll have both of those bishops, in fact. Yeah, no, this is... I was not very clinical at all in this game. But anyway, today's not been my day. We had a... What have we had? We had a loss to Thunderjet. Wiped me off the board. Aslan also got a full point. And someone starting with K got the draw against me. Might go down as my worst Banter Blitz of all time. Couple that with a delayed start, and I guess I owe you guys an apology. But okay, no time for that. Guru Duff, a fellow Australian. Well, that's good. I'm ready for a fellow Australian. That's what I need right now, I think. Let's try and play, well, I like the way my opponent's playing. He's already gone straight for Gambit style, which is what I want to see. Nice Gambit. Good Gambit, actually, against the Dutch, this one. Nice Gambit. I haven't played it particularly well so far. At all. But that's okay. I have not played this very well at all. Oh. Today my brain is really, really fuzzy, and I don't have any good excuse, unfortunately. It's not even that early in the morning. But I'm really struggling to get things together coherently. Then again, I guess that's what makes it entertaining. You have much better chance of beating me than the other GMs on this Banter Blitz. I think it's well known. All right, so let's see if I can try to rescue this situation. One way to rescue it would be to get rid of my isolated pawn and turn it into two central pawns instead, two hanging pawns. One way I can try to do that is to play queen e5 check and take back with the pawn. So that's what I'm going to do. You can see my opponent thinking about it now, because if he plays c3, I go queen e5 check, and I'll take that back with the pawn. Still, my hanging pawns are not very nice because I can't play d5, which is really annoying. If I could play d5, I'd be super happy, but he's not going to allow that. So knight f3 would be a mistake here because of d5. But just castle queenside or even bishop c4, and my opponent's position is fine. He's gone for the castle queenside approach. Actually, I tell a lie. Maybe that was not the best one because maybe I can actually play d5 anyway and just take that pawn on a2. I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to still be left with an isolated pawn, but we can't have everything in this world. He really should take that pawn off. And, but he hasn't, which is surprising to me, at least. Surprising that he didn't take that off. Because now I have this big sensor. Oh, that's his idea. Oh, that's clever. Yeah, no, that's clever. I did not see that. And now I'm going to pay the price. Yeah, oh, that was good. He's done well. Actually, instead of bishop b5, he might have actually been able to temporarily sacrifice with knight takes e5. That might have actually won some material, but it's too late to go back and check that now. So we'll just carry on as we are. Interesting endgame. It's all about whether I can hold on to those pawns there. I think that I can, but we'll see. They're a lot further advanced than I thought that I'd be able to get to, so that makes me happy. Right, okay. We've got an interesting endgame coming up here. What am I going to do? I better take that guy off. See what he takes back with. He's probably tempted to take back with the knight, which is what he's done. But now I have an isolated pawn, but I'm almost ready to push it to d4. I think I've got... The position should be a draw. Too many pawn exchanges. We should be heading for a draw, but I've still got tricks, and I love tricks. So we'll see. Yeah, I thought he might do that one. It's quite a good move, actually. It's a good move. Now, that's an annoyingly good move, actually. I better get rid of that knight. And now what? Now what? Rook f8 is going to lead to a draw. I know it. I don't want a draw, not just yet. Oh. All right, let's do it. Rook f8, I know it's the right move because black's a little bit worse, but I also know that if he takes the rook and then takes the knight and plays rook e7, we'll have a draw. I don't really want that, but he hasn't done that, so that's something at least. Should still be heading towards a draw, but I'm going to make him work for it now. Now I'm going to make him work for it. My guess is that he really wants to take on c6. Yeah, there we go. It's the right move. It's the right move. Okay, so here we go. Let's bring the king up. Should still be a draw. Should still be a draw. But never know now. Oh, he's giving me lots of play. Lots of play. Oof. I'm not sure he meant to do all this. He's given me heaps of play. I'm really enjoying this now. In we go. He's running. Oh, tough move to play, that one. Whoa. Really not sure if he can get away with it. Let's find out, shall we? It's going to be super interesting now. G5. H5. I think he's lost. King and pawn endgames. The bane of people's existence. Think it's lost. Looks lost. Feels lost. Smells lost. King goes in. And king goes in further, does it? Oh, we're going to get queens. Ah, but I have a check at the end. Good. Okay. The check. What am I talking about with the check? You're about to see it. Queen. Queen. Check. Oh, well. Oh, close. How close can you get? Dude, Duff. Unlucky. It's unfortunate. It's going to wind the time down. Oh, well. Good game. What a good one. Wow. Well, we wait for the next one to load. Nesmedsi's asked me what I think about the Milner-Barry attack against the French for white. Probably in reference to the game we had before where I used the wing gambit. Milner-Barry is with bishop d3 in the advanced French. And the traditional Milner-Barry lines of the gambit, they've kind of been worked out by now. They don't give white very much at all, and black's a little bit better, in fact. But I started playing the Milner-Barry with knight bd2. Now, all sounds a bit abstract at the moment, but if you check out the advanced French, move 6, bishop d3, and you look for my games, you're going to find a whole bunch with knight bd2, including against Jan Timman, a bunch of strong players like this, with pretty good results. That, I think, is pretty decent for white. Obviously not good enough for an objective advantage, but good fun. So if you're interested in a weapon against the French, check that one out. All right. So I don't know what my score has been today. I would say not particularly impressive to at least 2 losses and 1 draw. I'll just check out what the hold-up is with the next game now. I think we're almost ready. We must be winding down now the games. Some discussion about the strength of players that I can play against, but I'm willing to go for it. One more against Thunderjet, who destroyed me in the last game. And we're going to have one more. This is a good show. It's not often we get such opportunities here on Banter Blitz. It's all about playing against the members, of course. And here we've got a chance to play against another GM, apparently, from Singapore. There aren't that many GMs from Singapore, so it's kind of interesting to try to have a bit of a guess who it might be. But it's not for me to speculate on that. Thunderjet is, but maybe, unfortunately, might be absent. It's a bit of a shame. Are you there? Are you there? Ready to go? He's even gained some rating points in the meantime since we last played. He or she, I don't know. Oh, no, that looks like a bit of a shame. Looks like it's stepped away from the computer. I'll quickly just see whether Thunderjet is there. But, oh, he is. Okay, let's give him some more time. Okay, I should have added more time to Thunderjet's clock. All right, let's do it. All right, game on. GM to finish Banter Blitz. I could have played the Halloween Gambit against Thunderjet, but I have a feeling I would have lost really quickly, so we won't worry too much about doing that. We'll go straight into something a little bit more routine. Exchange Spanish. Come on, Thunderjet. Move. Take back. I think there's a little bit of no, I'm sorry going on here. Thunderjet feels a bit bad for me giving more time to the clock, but that's fine with me. Come on. It's Banter Blitz. It's what we expect. What? Oh, I think he wants the satisfaction of beating me even with the time handicap. That's my guess. Anyway, we'll find out. All right, so game on, finally. Let's make things interesting. We know how fast Thunderjet is. Absolutely destroyed me last time we played. I'm going to sacrifice a pawn, am I? What am I doing here? Did I just lose something already? Maybe not. Maybe everything's okay. I think I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice one pawn almost for sure. How am I going to do this now? Maybe come back. No, he didn't take the pawn. Fair enough. I tried my best to give it to him. He didn't want anything of it. Let's keep going. Let's bust through the middle. This is going to be interesting now. My position looks pretty tidy. I'm pretty happy with my position, but still a lot of work to be done before I can claim to be better. So let's see. I've got huge initiative in the middle. There's this interesting move here. I was worried about what would happen after that move. I can at least pick up one pawn. I don't know if I want it though. What's the best move here? So many tempting options. I might try this one, Bishop G5. I've really got a massive initiative here. It's looking pretty good so far, my position, I've got to say. Ooh, can you really get away with all these moves? Incredible. Seems so risky the way he's playing. Maybe it's all okay. I want to play this move now, 94. Maybe 96 is better. Ooh, so many moves to play. I can only choose one. What if I just go G4, actually? I don't think he can even take on C2. If he can't take on C2, then he's got a serious problem. I think he's got a serious problem anyway. Castle. Can he get away with that? Really? Don't think so. You shouldn't be able to get away with that. Oh no! Oh! Bashed into my newly painted wall. That shows my mindset. H6, if I move the knight, bishop takes b2. Pow. Cannot believe that I've managed to mess this up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I think that there's no way out either. Is there? No. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, cannot believe it.
Time warning.
That I could let this happen to my beautiful position. My beautiful position. Oh, and I dropped my queen as well. I cannot believe this. It is all gone to pieces. I had such a nice position. Winning. And then this. Now this. Such a shame to have this happen, but so be it. Oops. Oh, he didn't take my rook. Why didn't he take my rook? Oh, well. How much time have I got? Oh, no time. Oh, that game didn't have any increments for some reason. Oh, I didn't realize we changed time controls as well. Oh, well. I think that's probably a pretty good place to stop. A second loss to the GM, piece up, losing on time. Oh, we'll have no more of that. Thank you very much. All right, well, thank you all for joining. What has been a little bit of a shaky Banter Blitz to begin things from my move to Australia, let's be honest. But hopefully next time things go a little bit smoother for me. But still, it was a fair bit of entertainment from today's play, I think. And some big wins. Thunderjet, well, say no more. But some of the other members as well, particularly Aslan pulling off a big win. Yeah, well done. Congratulations. And as for some of the others who got very, very close, I look forward to next time. So this has been me, David Smerdon from Australia. Thanks for Banter Blitz. See you next time.